but I got filled with a rage while I was mounting it at one point. Let's just leave it at that. And I decided, fuck all this shit. I started ripping it all off the wall. But the conduit has a sticky side, the conduit that holds the Ethernet, and that sticky side grabbed the paint on the wall and ripped it off the wall in a strip about 1.5 feet long. And so that's still there with like the paint ripped off.
Now you got to get swatches and figure out.
Oh no, when you rent a place, there's a bucket of paint under the. I'll go grab the paint they left here. But I'll say this: as shitty as this people I rent from are, and they are scum. I won't say who they are, but they're scum. Awful to deal with. There's no way to actually get a guy who can do a thing. They're all just fucking bots, NPCs. When you call that fucking phone number, you could be like, "You listen to me, ma'am. You don't even understand. We're going on NBC tonight to talk about what you people have done to me." She'd be like, "Fucking go for it, bro. You think I care? I don't even know who you are. You don't know my real name. I'm the fucking Lizard King." Like, they don't care. You can't threaten them. You can't be like, "Hey, can we come to a mutual agreement here? Can we negotiate? Can you understand that I don't have air conditioning and it's 80 degrees? Well, it has to be 88 before we consider it an emergency." You'll get that kind of shit out of them.
Yeah.
But my last place, man, I was moving my stuff out by myself, and I've talked about this before. I don't know why I took it upon myself to do all the moving by myself. When I looked at it and I looked at all my belongings and the U-Haul truck, I was like, 12 hours of me hustling. I knocked that the fuck out. I hustle because when I work. Like, I don't stop. Dude, it was 3 days of hustling and just dripping sweat. And I got done, and it's like, man, I got to get down the road. It's midnight, 1 a.m, and I still got to unpack this shit at my new place. And there was so much left to do. I didn't leave trash. I didn't leave garbage, but I did not patch the holes in the wall from all the electronics I'd mounted throughout the home. And little things were broken, like the toilet paper holder and like the guest bathrooms knocked off the fucking thing because it was a piece of shit to begin with, and like little things here and there.
Standard.
Dude,
I thought also we're missing a kitchen drawer. We're also missing several.
It's not there.
But that's not normal.
There's just a hole. You can see the tracks.
I've been on this planet for 50 years and I've never lost a kitchen drawer.
Well, I know where it is.
Did you shatter it?
I know.
Asunder?
I broke. I pulled the drawer out and it broke or something. It just fell apart.
Were you grouchy? Were you Blue Kyle?
No. I really wasn't. I don't remember exactly how it broke, but it wasn't my fault. It just fell apart. And so what I did was I took it out with the intention of repairing it and never did. And so I just left it on the floor, broken drawer, hole in the where the drawer used to go. And in the refrigerator, I had taken a lot of that, the dividers.
This keeps getting better.
Yeah, I mean, trying to be honest here. I had taken a lot of the dividers out because it's easier to get, say, a case of protein soda things in there, or like a whole bunch of meat or whatever. Yeah. There's more. It's easier to get big shit in your fridge if you take all those dividers out. And some of them were they're worse for wear. They were all fucked up. I had left one of them outside for like 3 months.
Did you remove them with a crowbar?
No, well, one of them was broken.
You know when you forget something outside for 3 months?
So one of the things that it attaches to the freezer door when you open the door, and you like, I don't know, throw some Hot Pockets in there or something. Well, that thing had it slides out for cleaning, but then I had dropped it and it just broke in half. So I super glued it back together, but it was still so brittle that it could never store anything again. like there's no way. Like
it.
The idea of food would break it, especially as cold as it's brittle and cold in there.
Taylor, it's not that I'm a terrible renter from hell.
$1,500 deposit.
You know how it goes. You rip out the interior of your refrigerator and leave it outside for a couple of months.
Yeah, you know when you put something outside, when you put something outside in September, and then you stand up abruptly in December. Like, my God! The dog.
Also on the back patio, it was just it needed a good pressure washing because I had fires back there and they had scorched the stone, and plastic that I had burned back there had melted to the stone.
What are you doing?
$1,500 deposit, right? At night, I'd go full white trash mode. Like, what am I gonna do with these Amazon boxes? I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. The same thing I do with all that plastic. I'm gonna melt it in the backyard.
I'm gonna melt it in the neighbor's yard.
Wait, that's white trash? I didn't know.
It's frowned upon.
It depends where you live. Like for you, you're an industrious countryman. For me, it's like that white trash neighbor of mine. We're in a fucking nice place. There's a housing what do you call those fucking house Nazis? Come check your mailbox.
Homeowners Association.
Yeah, this is a homeowners association. You can't be burning trash in your backyard. But 3 a.m, fucking inferno in my backyard every night.
You talking about like doing?
But the whole point of the story though,
$1,500
deposit, and I got it all back. Got it all back.
What?
I was shocked when I got the check. Kitty was like, "You got a check here for $1,500," and I'm like, "From fucking who? You're the renters." I was like, "There's no fucking way. That's a mistake. There's no way to get me all that money back."
Shit.
Like, oh, it's been gone. That's
the NPCs just didn't know any better. They did it out of habit.
And that you
can
bank on that sometimes.
But they don't give a fuck. Like,
sorry.
I rented a house, so I own a house and I rent it out to people, and I had it through a real estate agent, and they just don't give a fuck as long as the rent is like coming through. They won't even check the fucking house, man. They don't give a shit. They just want 20% of the whatever the fucking percentage is, like 8% of the money that you're getting, to just hassle the people to pay rent. That's all they fucking do. They suck. Like we had one person move out. It was a couple that were living there, and this dude was a builder. Like this guy's meant to be like a qualified builder that knows like how to build houses. And I went down to the house, and like as you said, the toilet roll holder was hanging off, was detached from the wall, and it was just sitting on the ground. Okay, the actual mount for it was still squarely attached to the wall. And I built this house. I know that thing was fucking in there. All right. The only thing you needed to reattach this toilet roll holder was a fucking Allen key, and this dude hadn't put it on. I'm like, so this guy's been living here for like 2 years without a toilet roll holder for sans fucking Allen key. Like, what kind of builder is this cunt that can't even put a fucking toilet roll holder on? Like, I fear for people that live in houses.
He just didn't care though.
He doesn't want to bring his work home with him.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Was he married? Was he married or single though?
Fuck no, he's married. Like, this dude should have been harassed by his missus to put this shit back. Like,
yeah, it doesn't make sense. But if you're single, it's like, dude, I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
I don't fucking care.
Oh yeah,
don't fucking
care.
I mean, I don't give a shit. Like my stuff falls off all the time, but I expect better from my renters.
I think I've gotten my deposit back every single time I've rented. But the place I lived in, St. Louis, like the city, before I bought a house, it was like the last evening. Like I'd packed everything up, and like they had a big to do because it had like it was like a studio kind of place with like 18, 20 foot, like absurdly tall ceilings. Like, and I was in an apartment. I didn't own a ladder. And they were like, big fees if you don't replace the light bulbs at the, like in the ceiling. That's like 20 feet up there. And I was like, all right, well, I'm not buying a ladder. And so I went to Home Depot and I bought one of those big old sticks that's got a suction cup on the end of it. And what you do is you take it and the suction cup part, you plug it in and snap to attach it to the stick, and then you extend the stick as needed, suction it to the light bulb, and then you unscrew it, and then you gently bring it back down. And I had a full day. I just wanted to like go to my new house that I just bought, and I just have to get these fucking light bulbs changed, and then I can go. And so I went after work. I went way out of the way to go to Home Depot, bought this stupid fucking $35 device. And I go back to my apartment. I set the suction cup thing into the top. I extend it and go towards the first light bulb. I stick it. I pull it down. And the suction cup is stuck to the light bulb and has not come back down with the thing.
Stuck up there.
It's stuck up there. And so I just have a stick, and I'm trying to stick the stick back onto this thing and twist it. And I probably gave it 2 minutes, and I just did like that George from Seinfeld, like that. And I just I dropped it, and I left the stick there. The suction cup's probably still on the light, the empty light bulb in that apartment. And I was like, fuck it. If you charge me $50 for this, like, it's really $85, and you have a free light bulb changing stick if you can rectify this. Like,
when I was like 23, Jackie and I rented a townhouse, and it was just from 2 people. Like, there's just a husband and wife that owned the townhouse. And that was when we got puppies, two yellow labs. And, puppies pee. That's just a thing. So they peed on every carpet in that house. And we bought a steam cleaner, but it just didn't get it done. Like I'm trying and we're training dogs. And we both work at this point, so the dogs are like crate training. And then we come home and there's always a mess. And we eventually, bought like baby gates for the kitchen, which had an linoleum floor, and we just washed it like crazy all the time. Anyway, the whole place smelled like urine. It smelled like urine bad. Every carpet and the pad under the carpet needed to be replaced. So we're moving out, and I have a steam cleaner, and I'm manually just vacuuming, steaming everything. Every window in this townhouse is open, and they do the walkthrough. So for like 4 minutes, we make the place not smell like urine. We get our full deposit back. And I know when they went to the place the next time, they were like, oh no, we made a grave error. We have to
ma'am, what's your husband doing? Oh, they call him the Lysol man. He just walking around.
It was just the place smelled like soap and cleaner and freshly vacuumed. And
when I moved into this
four
house,
candles in the entryway.
You have to hold a candle.
I love sandal and warm vanilla sugar and lemon.
Oh, urine! That's burning a urine.
When I moved into this
house, I don't usually burn plastic at this hour.
When I moved into this house, it had carpet all through, and the carpet was like pretty old and shagged, and I was like, oh, I know I'm going to replace that. So we got first puppy, and we were like, oh, just let him destroy the carpet. Who gives a fuck? So he would pee, and I started off like I would clean it up, and I'd be like, oh, we're gonna do that. Like I'm gonna clean up his pee on the carpet, and then it got to the point where he was just like fucking the carpet so bad. I'm like, nah, that's it. I'm gonna put floorboards in. So instead of cleaning it, I get up in the morning and he would have like peed on the carpet. I just went around with a fucking box cutter and just cut squares out of the carpet and then just threw the carpet away. So like this was like, we are going to pull it up when I have time. But for a while there, we just had carpet in our house that just had like massive squares cut out of it. So I was like, oh, I'm going to get rid of that eventually. And then it got to the point where I was like, okay, it's more just chipboard than carpet. So I'm gonna have to pull this up and put down new floors, man. Yeah.
The modern square modern solution.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh, fuck it, I'm gonna get rid of it anyway. It's all fucked. So yeah, then
I've got my enormous dog house trained. He comes and I've got bells on the door that he like slaps with his hand, and he'll come nibble me when he wants to get up, and he'll bring me my shoes. I'll literally get my shoes, get my fucking shoes, and he'll go get them. Like drop, like he'll put my hand in his mouth and sort of like nibble, like real fast, like nibble, like he's like pull me toward the door. He's a smart little fucker.
He gets your shoes. I've never had a dog that does that.
My flip flops, like my prison slides.
That's pretty cool.
He knows
are they literally prison slides. Like are they from?
Yeah.
I like that.
So like
souvenir.
I think it's one of the few things
you can't buy them. You got to earn them.
You can. They're Nike slides. You know those Nike flip flops that have like the little rubbery finger nubs as the base. It's those with like the Nike. It's in the Nike word and stuff.
I don't even have motherfucking Crocs, and they're giving out those in prison.
We have Crocs too. That's what we used to. They had like shower shoes that were essentially Crocs.
Yeah.
But yeah, the dog knows that every time we go outside, I grab my flip flops and like drop them on the floor and then slide my foot in. So I think he just learned that that's what I want to happen, and then I go out. So he'll walk up with them and drop them on the floor at my feet because he knows then I go out. It's I kind of like accidentally trained him to do it, I guess. But yeah, it's super cute. When he shows up with my flip flop, I know it's time to go out too. But he usually wakes me up 5 a.m., 4 a.m. chewing on my hand or something, or sometimes he'll just jump on my chest and scare the fuck out of me because he must weigh 60 pounds.
Just because he loves you.
My sleep schedule's so bad.
Why don't you get a dog door?
Dog door. I'm renting the place I'm in right now, so I can't do that. But I think I'm going to do that. I've been talking about that a lot. Like I really want a dog door.
How well
you can get insert? Do you have like a?
I bet a modern one is good. They've got some solution, right? I bet you can put a thing on the
slide door. So it's like where the slide door opens, it's just like an insert. So you like you grab this like big metallic frame thing and it has a dog door in the bottom, and then you just attach it to like the sliding rail of the door, and then just close the door like to the rail thing. And
I'm gonna give my dog keyless entry on his.
Oh,
he should have a little thing on his, because you don't want people to intrude and you want animals to get in either. But if you had a thing that the door, if he put his foot on it, the door would slide, but only when his collar was within a meter. Like, that would be perfect, right? Then he's got his own fucking key.
Yeah, you should do that. Do it for all of them. They can all have their own key.
I had to do that for my cat because he was getting so fat. He kept eating the other cat's food. And so they've got the microchip in their neck, but you get this feeder and it's got this like round thing on top. And when they put their head into like this fucking hole to get to the food, this little thing goes like and like slides back and it'll let him at the food. But if he tries to go at it, it'll detect his chip, the fat one, and it'll just be like, nope, and just like close up on him.
Wow.
I was like, that's gonna work real well. And then then he just fucking like destroyed it. Like he literally ate it in half. Like he was like, fuck this. He ripped the lid off it and shit. Oh, he ripped the fucking little plastic mechanism that fucking opens and closes the fucking lid off. He ripped the whole lid off it. It's just hungry as fuck.
This is little dogs.